In today's video, we will learn about the anatomy of the brain ventricles and the cerebrospinal fluid production and circulation. The ventricles of the brain are interconnected cavities within the brain that produce and circulate cerebrospinal fluid. This fluid plays an essential role in cushioning the brain, removing waste, and maintaining a stable environment for the central nervous system. There are three main ventricles which are connected with each other and with the subarachnoid space. Anatomy of the ventricles. Number 1. Lateral ventricles or first and second ventricles. Largest of the three ventricles, found in both cerebral hemispheres, one in each. Each lateral ventricle has three horns. Anterior or frontal horn extends into the frontal lobe. Posterior or occipital horn extends into the occipital lobe, and inferior or temporal horn extends into the temporal lobe. These also have a central part called the body located in the parietal lobe. The lateral ventricle communicate with the third ventricle via the foramen of Monro or interventricular foramen. Number 2 is the third ventricle. It is situated in the midline of the brain between the two halves of the thalamus. It is a narrow slit-like cavity connected to the lateral ventricles through the foramen of Monro, whereas it communicates with the fourth ventricle via the cerebral aqueduct, also known as aqueduct of Sylvius. Number 3 is the fourth ventricle, lies between the brainstem and the cerebellum. It is a tent-shaped cavity with a roof formed by the cerebellum and a floor formed by the brainstem. It communicates with the third ventricle via the cerebral aqueduct. The fourth ventricle opens into the subarachnoid space via three apertures. Median aperture, also known as foramen of Magendie, opens into the cisterna magna. Two lateral apertures called foramina of Luschka open into the cerebellopontine angle cistern. Cerebrospinal fluid production. CSF is primarily produced by the choroid plexus, a network of specialized ependymal cells found in each ventricle. About 500 ml of CSF is produced daily, but only 125 to 150 ml circulates at any given time due to constant reabsorption. Cerebrospinal fluid circulation. CSF is produced in the lateral ventricles. It flows through the foramen of Monro into the third ventricle. It passes through the cerebral aqueduct to reach the fourth ventricle. From the fourth ventricle, CSF enters the subarachnoid space via the median and lateral apertures. CSF circulates around the brain and spinal cord in the subarachnoid space. CSF is reabsorbed into the bloodstream through arachnoid granulations or villi in the superior sagittal sinus. The diagram on the right shows the circulation of CSF in the ventricles and in the subarachnoid space. Functions of the CSF include: number 1, cushioning and protection. CSF acts as a shock absorber, protecting the brain and spinal cord from injury. Number 2, nutrient and waste transport. CSF delivers nutrients and removes metabolic waste from the central nervous system. Buoyancy. The brain floats in CSF, reducing its effective weight and preventing excessive pressure on the cranial nerves and blood vessels. Homeostasis. CSF helps regulate the chemical environment and maintain intracranial pressure. Clinical significance. There are certain disorders that may occur due to abnormalities of the ventricles and abnormal production or reabsorption of the CSF. Number 1, hydrocephalus, which is an abnormal accumulation of CSF in the ventricles leading to increased intracranial pressure. Causes include congenital abnormalities, obstruction, for example tumors, or impaired absorption. Number 2, ventriculitis. It is an inflammation of the ventricles due to infection. Tumors in the ventricles such as choroid plexus papillomas can affect CSF production and flow. Trauma or hemorrhage can lead to ventricular compression or blood in the ventricles, disrupting CSF dynamics. Congenital anomalies include Dandy-Walker malformation, where the fourth ventricle is enlarged due to incomplete development of surrounding structures. This is a brief explanation about the features of the brain ventricles and cerebrospinal fluid. In the next part, we will continue with the meninges. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Do like and share the video and subscribe the channel to learn more.